What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have a very exciting release reaction for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So today we have a massive release reaction to get into today. We have a bunch of cool aircraft, and I'm really excited to see what we have here in the release department. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. And we will start off here with the Panda new pre-orders and the JC Wings future releases. So very excited to take a look at these. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting right here with the Panda models, we have United Airlines Boeing 737-300. This November 331 Uniform Alpha, and this is in 1/4 scale in the blue tulip livery. So unfortunately, this got spoiled for me a couple months ago, which it's okay, but it's certainly really cool to see this aircraft getting done here by Panda. This is definitely one that I'm certainly going to consider. I do have the Battleship Gray 737-300, but I think this would be a really nice complement, as these were pretty prominent from various cities in the United States. So certainly will be a consideration of mine, and looking very good there for United. And I probably need to make a list so I don't forget, because I have a list right here of all the models that I would like to get. So let me make a note for the UAL 733 just in case I do decide to get it. But nevertheless, looking good right there. Our next aircraft, certainly one that I'm going to get, and I already had it on the list. Very excited for this. Right here we have the Legion Airbus A319-100, and this in the Oakland, or sorry, not Oakland anymore, Las Vegas Raiders football livery. So really cool to see this. This is 328 November Victor. Really cool to see them do this. Several people, including myself, over the years have been like, what if Panda would do this? What if Gemini would do that with regards to Allegiant special liveries? They had Make-A-Wish, and I think they still do. I hope they still do. But Make-A-Wish has been around for a long time. Of course, the Las Vegas Raiders now, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So it's really cool to see Panda taking this on. This will be a really cool component and a really nice asset to rotate through the model airports, and also just for the collection. So really cool livery. I think that this one, if I have to be honest, I think this is the lesser of the two Las Vegas sports teams livery. I think the Golden Knights looks a little bit more prominent since it has some more color to it, although the Raiders livery I think is just as good, and I'm really glad that they are doing it. So looking forward to this, and a really hot start here for Panda. This is really solid. That will continue with the FSB Federal Security Service Tupolev TU-214 VPU Romeo Alpha 64523. So certainly way changing gears here, heading over to the Tupolev department. This will be a cool one. I'm excited to see how it comes out. So hopefully it's a great one, and it will be interesting to see how that turns out. And we also have the Russian Air Force Tupolev Tu-214. This is Romeo Alpha 64530. So yet another really cool one here, and I apologize about the pictures. They should be fairly basic liveries, so when it's applicable, we'll click on them and take a look. And here we go with the Alaska Airbus A320. This November 855 Victor Alpha in the San Francisco Giants livery. So yet another really cool model. I think Aero Classics did this one a while back. So it's very exciting to see Panda getting their take on it here. And even though the Alaska A320 is retired, this is still a cool release. And I think it certainly serves quite a bit of value considering how nice the Panda 320 mold is. So really cool aircraft, and that's a very unique choice. And we also have another Alaska Airbus A320 in a standard livery. This November 364 Victor Alpha, and I certainly would like to take a look at this one. Oh, it was sharklets. I forgot this had sharklets. I think I may have saw this like 2 or 3 months ago, but it completely slipped my mind that it does have sharklets. That's a really cool release right there. I think that's a really good one. I did sell the Alaska A320 I have and had in the 319 in 2020. I'm kind of questioning it because I think they were cool planes. I just think at the time I was way too budget focused for model collecting. So this is certainly one that I might think about. We'll see. But this is really cool. I think this is a really good aircraft. Trying to get it out of full screen because I just want to see how it's looking. So really cool release right there. That's a very cool one, and certainly going to have to make note of the Alaska 320. That's a very cool one. Following that up with the Qatar Airbus A320. This is Alpha 7 Alpha Alpha Golf, and this is in another standard livery. So very cool to see this. Sharklets or fence tips? Fence tips indeed. Very cool to see this one. Looks really good. Sorry, I went a little fast there. But yeah, good job here by Panda as always. Really diverse set here in this release. I think this one was from late July, early August timeframe. So very cool to see that, and that's absolutely awesome. And then we have our JC Wings future 1-200 releases. We'll come back to the Panda summary once we conclude our JC Wings. Let's take a look. Flops down Etihad Airbus A350-1000. Very cool to see that. I guess I'll just go out of full screen so we can see the pictures. I don't know why the Easy Toys newsletter has been doing this lately, but who knows what's going on with it. So let me scroll down, get back to where we were, and here it is right here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Good looking aircraft. They did a good job. I think the 50-year sticker looks really cool on that one. So that's certainly very nice to see right there. And following that up, we also have the normal no flaps down aircraft. So that's just standard. What can you expect? But a very good release choice between two of those. That's absolutely awesome. Followed up by a Beluga Airbus A330. So very cool to see this after NG. I think NG was after this. So very cool to see yet another Beluga. This is number 6 as well, just like the NG one. So Foxtrot Golf X-Ray Lima Oscar, I apologize. Very cool to see not only JC Wings but NG models doing this, so certainly getting some friendly firing competition there, and let the best version be best. So having some fun with that. That's awesome. And then we have an Amazon Prime Airbus A330 a 300 freighter, November 4621 kilo. That's probably the most applicable aircraft for US collectors that JC Wings has done in about 3 months. That's really great. So really cool to see that one. I think that's a really good release. That is one that certainly sparks my interest. I'll be eager to see how they choose to utilize these on, especially that Cincinnati hub. But of course, I think they have plans to fly these to Hawaii and some other places as well. So very interesting release, a really good one, and I'm excited to see how that one turns out. So looking forward to the results of that. That's in 1-200, by the way. Saudi Arabia, Airbus A321 Neo, Hotel Zulu, Alpha Sierra, Alpha Charlie in the retro livery. So I'm assuming it's that green one. Yes. Really cool to see not only this one, but the 787 get done. So I think it's a really nice dynamic duo, especially for all those collectors that are interested in this aircraft. I personally think it looks really cool, especially with that neon green, really finishing it off. That's really cool. So nice job there by JC Wings for knocking that out of the park. In conjunction, we're going to get the Malaysia Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This is going to be 9 Mike Victor Alpha. Yet another one that NG models did. It'll be interesting to see if it makes the 1-400. This might be a new rollout aircraft. I haven't seen anything in the aviation news world about it, but I've been super busy, especially when these releases came out. So it's very possible that I missed it, and these are brand new. So that could be a reason for it. But nevertheless, looking very good here with this aircraft. And our future 1-400 releases include the primary A330, so very glad to see that come in the 1-400 scale. It's going to be interesting to see how that one comes out, so looking very forward to it. Very cool release. And then we get the Beluga Airbus A330 number 6 once again as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who does the better job between JC Wings and NG models going head to head on that one. Feels like airlines on routes, but it's a cool feeling for sure compared to what we used to have. That's an absolute fact. In the Saudi A321 Neo, that's certainly a really cool aircraft, even though it's not very applicable to US collectors. I still think that's a very cool one. So really good job there by JC Wings. In the Malaysia MAX 8 as well, so NG models also going head to head on them with that, so let the best versions of those be best. And I think that's it for our JC Wings and Panda releases. So overall, some really heat to start out. This was really impressive. Starting with Panda, really great variety. They certainly got quite the diverse set here, a little bit for everybody, especially US collectors this time around, which I think is only fair considering how many international heavy sets they've done. The Allegiant United are really big, along with the Alaskas for those applicable collectors. But I also think the Qatar and the Tuplavs are really good choices. So ultimately, some really good effort there from Panda, and I certainly will be getting probably 2, if not maybe 3 of those. So that is really cool to see. So great job there by Panda. Starting with the JC Wings releases, really interesting to see them attacking, going right after NG, but those are brand new planes, so it's certainly very understandable and makes sense. And then the primary, I think, is a really good choice. Great on them for jumping on that first, along with the other various aircraft that they have going here, 1-200, like the Etihad A350s and so on. So yeah, really nice release to start out. That's about as good as it gets for a non-Gemini or NG release, so that was really fun. We already did our we haven't talked about the future releases for Gemini, but I'm trying to decide if I want to make it. I'm going to make its own video because the Delta 175 is the Delta 175. We do have some new in-flights here. I was kind of tempted to put in this video, but that'll make all of you look out for another video. And the Delta 175 really needs an assessment for itself. So we'll go ahead and assess that. And it's going to be its own multi-documentary, multi-part series for that coming out. So of course we have this lead up with the future announcement, then we'll have the actual release, and then getting it and reviewing it and the whole nine. So that'll be pretty fun, kind of similar to the American CRJ 900 from 2021. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here for our next set of releases. I apologize that the dill wants to come with it, the banner, but I'm trying to get it to stay right there. There we go. All right, here we go for the new in-flight, starting here in 1-200 scale. For in-flight 200, we have a Pan Am Boeing 747-100. This November 4710 uniform. I think this one got done, but this is a different variation, I believe. So that is awesome with the really cool billboard title. So good job here by InFlight for knocking that out of the park. Aero Mexico Boeing 777-200. This is November 745 Alpha Mike with the polished livery. That's really nice to see, considering that NG did the 1-400, so getting the 1-200 counterpart is huge. So really good job by InFlight for covering those desires. That's absolutely awesome. We'll follow that up with the United Airlines Boeing 757-200 November 515 Uniform Alpha in the Battleship Gray livery. That's a really good one. So I can't remember if JC did this on 1-200 a few years ago, maybe. I think maybe they did, but really cool to see InFlight coming in and taking that one on. I think that'll be a really good one. They have done several Battleship Grays this year, including the A319, 727, and various others. So it's really cool to see the 757 getting that recognition. It's one of my favorite liveries. It's a really good livery. United did a really good job on that. And I think their current one's a little bit more eye-popping, but this one's more just a nice standard livery, if that makes sense. So really cool to see this one right here, and that certainly will be a hot seller for all those applicable collectors. That's absolutely awesome from InFlight. Okay, staying in the retro department, here is a TWA Boeing 707-131 Bravo. This is November 86741. Cool aircraft right here. Very cool to see the Twin Stripes livery getting done, or actually this is not the Twin Stripes livery, I'm sorry. This is the livery before the Twin Stripes livery. I don't know what is it the Globe livery? I'm not sure what the proper name is here, but certainly a very nice livery at that. Yeah, really cool here. Immediately thinking of the TWA Hotel, Terminal 5 at Newark John F. Kennedy Airport. One of the highest places on the list to go after getting a really good session at Los Angeles for plane spotting. So, but TWA, great airline. They had a really nice purpose there and flew to many destinations across the United States of America. So very cool to see their 707 getting represented here, 1-200 scale this time. Very nice. Okay, we have a four-wheeled Indian Airlines Airbus A320 Victor Tango Echo Sierra Foxtrot. It's certainly going to be interesting because I've never heard of this airline. So yeah, this is the airline in India with the 4 wheels and the 320. It's a pretty interesting plane, so that's very cool to see. I really like their designated writing here to denote that it's 4 wheels. So that's really cool. Yeah, very interesting aircraft. So very cool to see that. Oh, 4-wheeled. Okay, I didn't know if that was like the airline name or what it was from it, but that makes sense. So the 4-wheeled Indian Airlines Airbus A320. So very cool to see that. That's awesome. We had the 1-400 previously, so great to get that 1-200 coming out here from InFlight. And yeah, seems like InFlight's really complementing the 1-400 company as well. There's been a bunch of overlap on very popular 400 scale planes. So let's see if we can keep that up here in 1-200. Not on this one, that's for sure. This is a I'm not gonna botch it. I think this is a country in Africa, could be wrong, but nevertheless it's the Air blank SE210. This is 7 Tango Victor Alpha Golf. Very unique plane. I don't know too much about this aircraft period, so I can't speak on it too much, although it has quite the interesting design and the livery does look nice on it. So very interesting aircraft, certainly for a select handful of collectors in the region, and also anybody that's fascinated with the aircraft type or the airline. So very cool to see that, and certainly a very interesting aircraft at that right there. We're going to follow it up with a Turkish Airbus A310-200. This is Tango Charlie Golf Charlie Mike. Quite an interesting aircraft right here. So this is the old standard Turkish livery. I'm thinking this is the 70s for them, somewhere in that time frame. So very cool to see that right there. Cool aircraft. It's a really nice one there, and certainly getting some A300 love, as it can be tough since it hasn't been around for a while. So very cool to see that right there. Our next aircraft is going to be a El Al Israel Airlines Boeing 767-200. This is going to be 4 X-ray Echo Alpha Alpha. Very cool to see this aircraft as well. I think those billboard titles really add in with the dark blue and purple shades of the color. So that's really nice to see, and I think they're doing a really good job with this aircraft right there. So like to see that. That's awesome, and good job here by InFlight for really getting a well-rounded scope here this release. This has been ideal for variety, in my opinion. Diversity, popularity, geography, all of it encompassed. Here we go. This is a great compliment. This is the Vistara Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, Victor Tango, Tango Sierra Quebec. Again, another really good choice here. Yes, it's basic. Yes, it's simple, but certainly can't hurt for anybody that wants them. I recently got my first 1-200 Dreamliner. That's the Gemini 200 American rendition, and these are so cool. You can see my hand here compared to it. Let me see if I can hold it like this so you can really get a grasp of how big this truly is. So the size of my hand compared to the Dreamliner, it's big. It's not as heavy as you would think. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still heavy, but it's not like drop worthy heavy if you pick it up with one hand. So again, it's a really cool Dreamliner though here for them, and I think Vistara will do a great job here for InFlight with the diversity. So that's a really good effort right there indeed. And this is the TAB Cargo Transporters. There was something, McDonnell Douglas MD-1030 freighter. This is Charlie Papa 2791. Yet another very interesting aircraft right here. I think this is a very unique choice for them. So certainly glad to get to see this one done here in 1:200 scale. And I think this will be a very applicable addition for all those applicable collectors. So very cool to see that right there. And this is the NASA HC-C-130 Hercules, very cool, or otherwise known as the L382. This is November 436 November Alpha. This is quite the plane. I've never seen this before. So NASA apparently has a C-130. Very, very cool. Curious on the pricing on this particular airframe. I didn't even know they had a C-130 mold. This is coming out at $122 with the discount. So yeah, really neat aircraft, no doubt. This is quite the offering right here. Yeah, really unique. I'm very fascinated that NASA has a C-130, but it makes sense. You know, they can use it for various purposes. So really cool to see them having this one. I think that's absolutely awesome. So a really good job right there. That's awesome. And certainly very glad to get to see that right there. Sorry, I'm looking at the microphone because it seems like the audio seems a little bit quiet and I'm trying to figure out why. I might be, yeah, okay. I guess I was a little bit far away from the microphone. I apologize. Trying to get it all synchronized out and make sure that we have good sound. So, but nevertheless, very cool to see that right there. And that's absolutely awesome right there. Okay, British Airways Boeing 777-200ER. This is Gulf Victor India India Alpha in the Negus livery. So cool to see yet another Negus offering. Oh, the all-white Negus. That's awesome. So nice twist on a standard livery right here. So typically this would be gray, of course, as I'm sure all you European collectors know, and all the U.S. collectors and anybody else that is interested in this particular aircraft. Yeah, the Negus livery I think is one of the cooler British Airways liveries. I think it looks really nice. And this white rim edition makes it, kind of gives it a modern feel, even though it's a retro aircraft. So pretty cool to see that, and that's certainly really nice for them right there. So some nice variety there for in-flight. That's very cool. In a British Airways 747-400 Gulf Bravo November Lima India, and this is going to be the Beton Tartantel. Hopefully I got that. Yeah, so this is, I don't know if this was part of Project Utopia or not, but certainly very cool to see this tail. This is one of the cooler ones in my opinion. Certainly got some really nice assets to it between the colors and the patterns. So very cool. I think that one looks really nice, and certainly a nice job there by British Airways for providing quite a unique offering. So that's absolutely awesome. And now we have some cars, so I'll just go ahead and scroll through. This is not a car. I don't know what we're doing here. That's a I wonder what it links to. Let's see what it links to. That's what I'm interested. Okay, so it still links to the car, but it's certainly not a Muma one. So here's a Muma one as a car. It looks really good. There's nothing to it, you know, simple Southwest livery, basic, you know, it looks really good. I'm sorry, but that looks really nice. So nice car there. There we go, matte black Lamborghini. That's effort. How much did these go for again? $100, $250. Ooh, at least all the doors and everything open up though, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I can't blame them for selling those. Those look pretty sweet, and I'm sure that they're a really good addition to the collection. So yeah, that's certainly quite the talent show, I have to say. That's pretty interesting. So a couple Lamborghinis here, quite a variety of colors, so certainly get after one you want. In-flight effort, really good job once again, really hitting up on all departments. I think they did a really good job covering various time frames of the United States, especially with the C-130 finishing it off right there is really cool. Probably could add one or two more modern U.S. planes to finish this completely off, but this is a really good offering. I think they did a really good job, so that's absolutely awesome. Let's do one more for this video, and then you can expect more release reactions to come. Why not some more in-flights to finish it out, because in-flight is certainly the most consistent when it comes to model releases, because they get like 5 or 6 every week. So let's see how many this one has here from Easy Toys. Let's take a look. Let me scroll it over here. Trying to get it evened out here. There we go. All right, in-flight B models 1-200. Here we go. Iran Air Airbus A310 Echo Papa India Bravo Papa. Very cool to see this one. Very standard livery. Not too much to it, but very cool to see some more A300s here in 1-200 scale. And now we have a Swiss Air Convair 880 Mike. Very cool. Hotel Bravo India Charlie Mike. So you had another really cool offering. Very sleek looking livery for that time frame. That's really cool. So very nice. I think this symbol right here looks really cool and certainly stands out. So yeah, glad to see that they're using their Convair mold. It's certainly an asset to be reckoned with, and I'm glad that they're getting after it right there. That's absolutely awesome. Getting back into the groove of talking all day for videos. You guys will understand if you're making videos. Evergreen International Boeing 747-100 November 481 Echo Victor. Really nice livery on this one. That looks really good. I know that's their standard livery, but you don't always see it on 747. You used to see it on their smaller aircraft. So very cool. Evergreen's probably the only one of the few airlines from that time frame that I have no idea what they did. So I need to learn about them a little bit, but certainly very cool to see that. And they seem to have a pretty cool operation. They had a 747, so that's awesome. Very cool there from InFlight. I guess that was it. Okay, that worked out pretty well. I can't believe it was that limited, but yeah, quite the set right there. Only 3 aircraft, but limited and good ones at that. So really cool to see that. I think B Models was in conjunction here, and they certainly had some good choices. So that's absolutely awesome and looking very good right there. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's release reaction. We had some really good ones. That JC Wings and Panda set certainly set the tone, and we had a really good set here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Expect more release reactions to come. Going to try to get on the every Sunday schedule no matter what. It's been pretty good lately, so hopefully we can keep that up. So I appreciate everybody's patience this summer. It unfortunately got really busy there for a while, but we're here to get back in the groove as it starts to settle into the fall here. Hope everybody's doing great, and I'll look forward to seeing each and every one of you tomorrow for an airport update, and then of course next Sunday we'll have the next release reaction, and then of course many videos in between. So stay on the lookout for them. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.